Hello, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I would like to welcome you to episode 12. Woohoo! I'm really glad that you could join me today. It is Saturday, September 21st. I'm a little bit disbelieved at how quickly September has gone by, and it's been 2 weeks since I last talked to you guys, so it is lovely to be back in the blue chair. So we'll see after the episode is done what I'm going to end up calling this particular episode, because I have no idea what the title is right now. So since I last saw you guys, I'm pretty sure that I was swatching for this sweater, and now I have the bodice. So this is the Simplicity Cardigan by Mary Annarella. And when it grows up, or once I get some more knitting time on it, it's going to look something like this. Oh man, the shadows are a little bit crazy today. I'm recording at 5:30 today because I ended up waking up in time to leave to go to knitting groups. That's what I did. So right now I have I still have a lot of sweater to go, not gonna lie. But since we're doing a Simplicity Cal in my group, or honestly, if we're knitting together, I don't really care at this point. So if you're knitting a sweater, you don't want to knit the Simplicity, fine. If you're knitting a lace project, fine, whatever. Let's be together. So it's coming together. So I cast on for the 46-inch size, and based on my gauge, it will end up being the 39 inches I wanted it to be all along. So it's making it a bit of a slog because I am making a bigger sweater. It's just turning out smaller. So I didn't end up doing a lot of knitting on it, so it's just starting to cross over now, and it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. I'm supposed to have, 11 inches, or I'm supposed to knit 11 inches after I'm done. I'll have to figure out what that is going to be, because I would like this to be a longer cardigan than my featherweight cardigan, so Simplicity, size 3 needles, wool Misa in the Chim 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 colorway. And I wanted it to be better. Oh, sorry, I always forget that I shouldn't talk as I'm moving closer to the camera and the microphone and such like. So what I have laying on the ground is my featherweight cardigan, and my featherweight, I don't know if I've shown this on the show before, but this is my featherweight. I knit it in wool Misa lace in the Magnolia dark colorway, and I adore this little sweater. So, but there are problems. So let me take off the Simplicity, and the Simplicity is going to solve some of those problems. It might end up having different problems, but I'll figure something out. So this is my featherweight. And so you have the featherweight here. It's fairly short. But the problem is you just sort of have to lay it across your breast, and there's no guarantee that it's going to stay there. So the fact that it doesn't close drives me a little bit crazy. I love the sleeve length. I always feel like I need to pull it this way, so I don't know if I had made it maybe slightly too small in the shoulders, and that's what makes me feel so antsy about it. But everything, like, it looks wonderful. I get lots of compliments on it. People don't believe that I did it, but I did. So it's a great sweater. It's easy to throw on t-shirts, but because of the color, like I have like a decent amount of red stuff that I wear. I don't know. You'd think blue all the time, whatever. But so when I wear it with like a red shirt like this, it clashes. So I can't wear it a lot because of the color. Or I have to wear it on days when I'm not wearing a red shirt because it's a little too bold. But so I held up my simplicity to this, and it's looking like it's coming in at basically the same size, so I wasn't completely crazy pants when I decided to cast on the, I don't even know if it was the extra large or the extra extra large of the simplicity pattern, when normally I would probably cast on a medium or something. But yep, so this is what I'm trying to replicate in a color that goes with more my wardrobe. And yeah, I'm excited, and it's my only knitting project right now. That's going to change soon, but that has been the only thing. So I got, I did a lot of plain knitting. I had a lot of time in the lab, so I ended up making it to the sleeves while I was watching data fly by. So it had a decent amount of knitting time in the past 2 weeks, which is why it got so far. All right. So I suppose that the next thing that I should talk about is what will be going on the needles soon. So I don't know if I had this wound up last time, but this is my Collinette Jitterbug in the October Afternoon colorway. And these are going to be socks for my husband. So orange, maroons, and greens. Mostly orange. And I always think of, whenever I think of sock yarn for him, it tends to be, there tends to be a decent amount of orange in it. And soon I'll be casting on the Hexagon socks from Think Outside the Socks. So I believe that I'm going to make the smooth hexagons instead of the ripped hexagons like I made for my socks. And it keeps on being soon, soon, soon. So, but I have been carrying around the book at times when I think I might have a chance to cast on the first hexagon, and then I don't end up working on it. But it will be happening. I wanted to do this as a part of the Knit Girls Halloween Cal, and a part of Sock Knitters. We're having a Bring Your Own Boo October Cal, and like just the colors by themselves make it qualify super duper easy. So both of those Cals end on October 31st. So soon I will be casting these on, and soon I will be double dipping. But until I get started, then they're just sort of following me around like a ghost. Oh my gosh, this episode is actually going to be really short. Oh well. But I had just realized that there really wasn't too much to talk about this week. So that is what's soon to be, is Hexagons by Kristen Hall. So I will take you guys to spinning so quickly. Oh, I don't have coffee either. Well, it's 5:30. I shouldn't be drinking coffee anyways. So, where there was one skein, there are now two. So last night I finally finished plying, and probably the last time I finished my Gnomespun. All 8 ounces. It takes up a lot less room now. So, let's see. Story of the Gnomespun. So I spun the Gnomespun using my Chuck Bennett spindle. Oh, I can't say words today. So it's a fine little spindle. It has a lot of shape to it. It's lovely smooth finish, and it's a little bit lighter than the spindle I plied it on, which is my Ashford spindle that my friend Jen gave me because she wanted me to start spinning. So I spun the singles using this guy, and I plied using this guy because it's a little bit heavier, and I find I have an easier time plying with a heavier spindle. And I did, so last weekend I was supposed to go to Boulder, and unfortunately Boulder was a disaster zone last weekend, and my friend advised that I didn't come, or that I shouldn't come because it was ridiculous. So they had gotten 12 inches of rain in 48 hours, and then it was still raining, so there might have been way more than a foot. So there was ridiculous flooding, which meant that my trip wasn't going to happen. So then I called my husband, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to Boulder this weekend. Can I come to Indiana? He's like, yes, please. So, like, less than 12 hours before I was supposed to fly out, I bought plane tickets to go to Indiana and spend the weekend there. And it was 9 hours of travel time because it was really scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of flights. So I had 2 flights. I flew to Salt Lake City and then flew to Minneapolis, and then there was a 3-hour layover, and then I flew to Indianapolis. So I spun in the airport, and I got most of the way done with my singles, with the last third that I had been working on. And then on the flight back, I ended up also having delays and stuff like that, so I spun some more. And I met a spinner at the airport. I met a guy who was an engineer who actually knew that I was spinning. I was impressed because most people are sort of confused. I got tons and tons of comments on the way back. People were really interested. And then, what was it? Then I started applying throughout then I must have finished the singles Monday or something like that. Let them rest, and then I started the process of plying, or doing the 3-ply. So, and let me just bring, oh, so it seems to be coming in a little darker than what it actually is. So, so what I was doing to get through plying was I actually started watching Diane of Knittable's podcast. So, because I really like watching podcasts from the very beginning, and that gives a really nice, it's enough of a background that it keeps me entertained while I'm doing something like plying, which isn't too exciting. So let's see. This ended up being, what is it, 124 grams. So I did maybe 20 of them the first time I plied, and then I was getting like maybe 10 grams a night for a little while. And then yesterday I was plying at the local yarn shop, and I got through one of my singles, which ended up being a fairly good stopping point. And then I weighed the 2 balls and figured out which one I could scavenge from to continue making the 3-ply. And so I was plying and plying and plying until I weighed both of my balls, and I'm like, I have half in one, or I have like, whatever, I think it was like, I had like 8 grams in one ball, and I had 4 grams in the other, so then I broke it, and then I switched which one I was pulling from both ends so that I could get as much 3-ply as possible. And then I ended up having like a gram left, which I just Navajo plied onto the end. So let's see if I can find, like, because I just wanted to use like every last bit. So, and it's still a little bit damp. I didn't end up finishing this till like 150, or then I put it on my nitty knotty and I soaked it for 20 minutes, and then like at 2:20 I finally went to bed. So that's why this day has been sort of screwed up, because I really wanted, like, I wasn't paying attention to the time at all. So I have one strand in my hand, which is the Navajo ply, and then I have the true 3-ply here. So the darker blue one is my Navajo ply. Oops, sorry. And then the lighter one is a true 3-ply. And I was really impressed with how it had turned out. Here, I'll scooch a little bit this way so I'm not in the sunshine. You can see my the slats of my what is it, my railing to my porch area. So I was really impressed with how it turned out and how beautiful it looked. So my next spin is going to be Navajo plied, all of it. So yeah, so this is done. So I got 358 yards of a 3-ply, and it was a little bit more than 4 ounces. My other skein is about 100 grams, and I think I got about 200 yards of this. I didn't write it down. I really don't want to nitty-notty it all again, but I might have to because I don't know what the yardage on this is. Oh my gosh. And so Gnomespun Shetland top in the Sapphire Surprise colorway. And it smells of wool wash. So it's reasonably soft, all things considered. I wasn't expecting Shetland to be the softest ever. It's not necessarily that way, but the color is amazing, and the skein is a good deal thinner than this one. So when I start the shawl, which is 28's Big Sister 77 for the mustache handspun cal, I'm going to start with this one because it's a little bit thicker and I think it'll be fine as the first one. And then I will bring this in, and if I need to change needles or do something to make everything look right, I'm not sure. So I would say there's definitely aspects of sport and fingering in this, for sure. So it is, so my consistency is getting better, but there, obviously I don't have too much control about what weight I'm spinning. I'm just spinning. So, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I'm glad it's over. It was starting to get to the lingering forever stage of projects, and I just sort of wanted to move on and then start my shawl with it. So definitely exciting there. So I might end, like I'm gonna have to nitty-notty the other skein to figure out what length I had. Oh my gosh. Maybe if I wrote better show notes then. Then I might have this information for posterity, or maybe something strange happened when I imported things over from, what is it, when I imported my fiber from being whatever, stash to being handspun. There might have been some strangeness there which lost some of the information. So 2 skeins, a good deal more yardage in this one, but I was expecting more yardage anyways. So and definitely one skein is thinner than the other, but yay. So I might end up sending a picture to the dyer and be like, Daniel, your fiber is amazing. So I would definitely purchase more from him. I thought it was really lovely. And I think that's it. So sometime soon I'll be casting on for the shawl, which might be why the socks are always going to be someday and not now. And what I did today, since I was really in a spinning sort of mood, is I queued up my next project. So back in July, I ended up buying fiber for the Completely Twisted and Arbitraries spin-along, and the dyer for this quarter was Fat Cat Knits, which I've never used her stuff before. Well, I haven't used pretty much anybody's stuff before. So I'd seen her advertisements on Ravelry forever. So the colorway so what I got was a variegated BFL in the Let's Go Crazy colorway, which was based on a picture of Prince. Whatever. Prince. The artist formerly named as Prince. Whatever. And this, I don't think I've shown this fiber directly on the podcast. It was I think it was when it arrived, I was talking about how I was expecting it to arrive, and then I went to my mailbox and pulled it out, and then I put a picture. So this is amazing. So it is green, well, teal, orange, purple, and then there are spots of pink in it. And then it has this white-black sort of play to it as well, which is really, really awesome. So this is half. So this is 3, so I bought 6 ounces, and I'm making socks, and I'm going to Navajo ply it because I want those long color runs to be in there. Though this might, so I had the braid, and I split all of it in half, and then I went to try to, and then I have whatever, 3 ounces for one side, 3 ounces for the other. Yeah. And I was starting to pre-draft, and I couldn't get it to move, so then I stripped it again. So this might end up being fairly short color runs in the grand scheme of things, but it'll be fun to spin all those colors. So the plan is to go straight through the 3 ounces and then Navajo ply the singles. And I don't know if I'm going to do all the Navajo plying at once, or if I will get through half and then do the next one. I suppose that I could. So this is one 3-ounce ball that I've stripped into quarters. Half of it is gone in this ball, and then I pre-drafted it at knitting today because I just couldn't stop. For some reason, now I'm in a spinning mood. I wasn't in a spinning mood for finishing the Gnomespun, but until more recently. Oh, this one shows a lot more pink. So they had another colorway for the spin along, which was, in the end, I probably would have liked that one more, but I wanted to try something out of my comfort zone. So this has very limited blue in it, so I figured that would be different than what it was that I had already. So this is the other 3 ounces. Apparently I wrapped the ball a little tighter on this one. So plan is singles, Navajo ply, and then hopefully I have enough for socks. That's why I got 6 ounces, because what I've been coming in at has been some, like, with my consistency, I would like to ensure that I have plenty for a pair of socks. And the staple length on this fiber is way longer than anything I've ever spun before. So that was part of the problem with the drafting, was that you have to have your hands pretty, like, I think it was a 4-inch staple. It wasn't a 6-inch staple, it was 4, which I guess maybe isn't too different. I don't know, whatever. So it's longer, so I definitely am going to have to compensate by holding my hands further apart. And I'm really excited to start this soon. I don't know what I'm going to start tonight, if I'm going to start the shawl or the spinning. There's no way that I'm going to finish in time for the deadline for the spin-along, unfortunately. So, for better or worse, I missed. And since this has been going on since July, a lot of people have finished their yarn, so I've seen what other people have done, so it's been a little bit easier to decide what I wanted to make exactly with this. And so I'm thinking the 3-ply or the Navajo ply is going to be the best way to go, because I want a 3-ply for socks. I want these to be socks. Don't they look like socks? Oh, I have the case of the sillies today. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that is where I stand. I think that's all the things. I'll probably spin it on the spindle because I think it's really cool. Yeah. So, yeah, things haven't been that exciting. Or probably the biggest thing is just it's been really busy at work, but that ended Friday, so I'm starting a new project. So this means a good deal less stress because the deadlines are much farther off. And oh, what is it? So I found out today that I am probably going to be going to the Taos Wool Festival. Taos is a funky little town in the mountains in northern New Mexico, and one of the women at the Saturday knitting group, she's also an alumni of we're alumni from the same school. so we have that technical nerdy connection there, and so it looks like I'm going to be driving up with her. Not next weekend, but the weekend after that. So the first weekend in October is the Wool Festival. And as to whether or not I do something crazy like buy a fleece, I don't know. But we have to leave at the crack of dawn, and I probably won't be able to record that. I won't be able to record that Saturday, so I'll probably be recording on Sunday that week. But next week, I am going to be in Indiana, and I will not be recording. I will probably be recording with the Joy and Smiles podcast with Joyodi. So, if we can make our schedules work out, and so episode 13 might be taking a little while to come, as in it would be on a Sunday. I suppose I can check the calendar. I'm not going to calculate dates in my head because that apparently doesn't work. Maybe I will have some coffee. Okay, calendar, come on. All right. So first weekend, so the 28th, I will be not recording. Looks like I will be recording on the 6th of October next. So that will be when episode 13 hits. Yeah, okay. Is there anything else? So I'm going to be plenty busy with all of my knitting. I'm looking forward to my shawl, starting my shawl. And the sweater is perfect plain knitting. The sweater is so easy to put up and put down. At this point, the only thing that happens is I am doing one increase per row. So it's really mindless. So it's almost like you have to find something interesting to do while knitting the sweater. So hopefully I don't flag on that. And now that I have it on a longer needle, I'll take the time and try to get some better photographs of how it's turning out for the cal thread. If you are interested in joining in, this Simplicity cal is running until November. So if you have anything that you would like to knit along with us, we're here to encourage each other and have a nice time and talk about random crap. And I'm sorry that I haven't been as active in that cal so far, just because I've been staying late at work, and so I really haven't had the bandwidth to be the hostess with the mostest. I can be the hostess with the mostest, but it takes a little bit more time than I'd had recently. But I don't know. I hate apologies. or I hate apologies because everyone's like, you don't need to apologize, it's fine. So I intend to be more active, and it will be better because I'll be more active. Yeah, so lots of cows, lots of fun, and I think that's everything. So it was a pleasure hanging out with you today, and I hope to see you guys in another few weeks. So take care, bye-bye.